Okay, so we are recording now. We got Miss Susan, Dr. Sue in the house. Thank you, Sue.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for bringing me onto your show.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it, really. So yeah, how was your day?
Oh, so far so good. I worked on my musical Rainbow to Oz. I took a long walk in the park. So combining, the brain and the body is pretty good.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's right. You went for a walk in the park.
Oh yeah, that I just find it's a really good idea, especially if I've been doing something that takes a lot of intellectual focus. I say done. Now get out, be in nature. It's a whole other way of being. It's really good for me.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I think I want to do that myself. Yeah, a nice walk in the park. All right. Where are you living now?
I am in New York City, and
Wow.
you are in Peru.
I am in Lima, Peru right now. Yes, that's
Oh,
right.
I'd love to visit Peru. I have a hat from Peru. I forgot to put it on. My
Oh,
friend
really?
went to Peru and he brought me back a hat. It's very pretty. It's woven wool. It's got green
Yeah.
colors, orange colors. It's really nice.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, yeah. If you ever come down here to Peru, I would love to show you around, help you, know some places. Yeah.
I would love that. Let's make a little time to talk about this because maybe we'll
Right.
make it happen.
Right, definitely, definitely, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so you're telling me you were working first in the morning in your musical, right?
Yeah, I'm writing a musical called Rainbow to Oz.
Oh,
and
uh-huh.
which I'm very excited about. And it is a modern twist on the story of the Wizard of Oz.
Uh-huh.
So I have a question. Do you know the story of the Wizard of Oz?
Well, I've heard about the story. I know it's a very famous movie. I know the characters. I don't know the whole story, right?
You know a little bit.
I know a little bit, yeah. With the
Well,
Tin Man and
you don't really need to know the original story to enjoy my show because my show is complete in itself. It has the references, but um it has original characters. Oh, guess what? I
uh-huh.
added a Spanish character.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I did. I added a Spanish character, a bilingual character, and the character speaks and sings in English and Spanish.
Okay, okay, that's great. So have you finished the musical yet? Are you writing it
Oh
or
yes, I finished the musical,
uh-huh.
but I'm the type of writer who's always revising and
Mm,
revising. So when I
yeah.
say I finished, it means I think I finished, but I may come up with another idea.
Right, that's really interesting. Like how do you know when you're done, right?
Well, I think you're done when you have that full production on stage or on the screen because there it is and it's set.
Right.
And until there,
It could
people
change.
revise and revise. That's anyway, that's the kind of writer I am because I'm always trying to think of ways to make it better.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Same thing happened with music too, especially when mixing. You like it, but then the next day you like it, like change this, and maybe the next day make it. So you gotta know when, okay, I'm done here. I guess you got a good point. When it's already, put in the stage, then it's done. But until then, it could change, right? Until it's.
I think so. And actually, I think that's a sign of a really dedicated artist because a dedicated artist wants to make it as good as possible because we
Yeah,
really care.
yeah.
And that's why I think people who don't care that much, they'll be satisfied with something that's sloppy, doesn't quite work, but we want to make it as good as possible.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I asked you that question for an important reason. I really cared about your answer because
Okay.
I want to know if Rainbow to Oz, which is my show, could appeal internationally, could go to people in Peru where the culture is a
Yeah.
bit different. And because, I mean, that's really what I want. I want to travel the world, and I think I can.
Definitely, yeah, you sure can. Well, to your question. Yeah, like people in Peru, maybe they don't know the exact story of the Wizard of Oz. More people are having more of an international culture, more of an American culture
Yeah.
than before. I've heard about the Wizard of Oz. I've never seen the actual movie, right? But it's like, general culture. It's a
It's
well-known
general
movie,
culture.
right?
I don't think it matters, to tell you the truth. And I
Uh-huh.
invented, as I said, this
Uh-huh.
English Spanish character named Felita.
Velita.
I looked up her, Felita.
Velita.
And then I made a romantic hero that I created named Galindo. So I
Okay.
really brought in those elements of Spanish culture. And why? I think it's because I love Spanish music.
Really?
I
Okay.
really do. I love that Latin music. When I walk in the park,
Uh-huh.
I listen to Latin music all the time. I'm walking around listening to this Latin music. And to tell you the truth, I do not understand all the words. I don't really know what they're saying, but it doesn't really
Mhm.
matter because I love the sound of it. I love the sound of those singers. I love the music, the rhythms, everything. And I pick up a word here and there. And then I thought
Uh-huh.
probably because of that, I wanted to add that Spanish flavor to my show.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, we Latinos have a lot to offer in terms of music and dancing and partying, right? And actually Latin music is very wide. Like there's a lot of different kind of Latin music. We got salsa, cumbia, merengue, reggaeton. We got the vallenato, the Mexican tradition. It's a big universe. And we actually like see music so different than Americans. Like I've seen that Americans see it more in terms of like having an idol and being a fan, like I don't know, like you got big stars normally, right? Like
Oh,
the mainstream culture. Like here in Latin America, we listen to a lot of salsa. You don't even know who's singing it. You just
well,
know a lot of the music.
you just love the music. And I'm in the way I think I'm probably closer to you because I really don't care about the big
Right,
stars.
right. Uh-huh.
If I like the music, I like it. And I'm not a, celebrity follower.
Right,
I
right.
really honestly, I don't care.
Yeah.
Um, and there's all those people that I'm listening to when I'm walking around in the park. I mean, I don't really
Yeah, we
know
don't
who
really
they
know.
are.
All right.
Now I'm starting to, because I'm doing my Dr. Sue 1 minute videos. Maybe that's how you found me. I'm starting to get this international following. I hope so.
Well, I have been looking for entertainers to interview and performers and musicians and entrepreneurs and all. I was in New York on May. I spent a month there, and I started texting a lot of people to connect, to make music, and just to meet people, not to work. I was not looking for money, nothing like that, just to like
Yeah.
meet people. But then when I came back to Peru and I set up my podcast, I actually started it up to so that I could promote my own music and all and connect with other artists and all. And I thought, why don't I just hit up all the same groups that I was texting when I was in New York, and I actually got a lot of responses, and yeah, so I'm trying to like, get to meet as many people as possible. I'm gonna be in the States in January. I'm gonna go to Miami.
Oh,
Uh,
Miami. Oh,
yeah,
interesting. Well, that's a good thing to do because it's very cold in New York and Miami. I mean, in
in
January.
January.
So
Yeah,
going to Miami is a good idea.
yeah.
I think maybe I will also try to go to Miami.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be nice. That'd be nice. The thing is, my sister lives in New York, and
Yeah.
I visited her in May, and I was there. Well, the weather was good. It was transitioning to spring, right? Where the winter was over, it was like May. It's gonna start to be summer after May,
Yeah,
right?
May is very nice in New York.
Yeah.
May is a beautiful month, but January is really quite cold.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
then I have an aunt who she needs to go to the States twice a year because of some pension because she got married with an American policeman and she needs to be there twice a year. And we
Yeah.
went there on May, we went to New York, but now in January, like you say, we're not gonna go to New York in January because like we don't have snow here. We're not used to that and
Yeah.
you
No,
know.
it's completely different. It's completely different. And we're going to talk about how we might meet. I think that's a very interesting. Um, in fact, I was thinking about your show. So in my mind, because I'm always writing these little songs, would you like to hear my little mini
Yeah, yeah.
song that I was just dreamed up this morning?
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Loca, loca, crazy in love. Yes, I am loca, crazy in love. Yes, I am loca, loca, crazy in love. Yes, I am loca,
Loca.
crazy in love.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm loca, loca. I got it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Yeah. You wrote that today?
Yeah, I was well, I was thinking I was on my walk. I was on my walk and I was trying to think, yeah, I was thinking, and I was listening to this music. It was like a
Oh,
salsa, and as I'm listening, I'm catching the beat,
yeah.
you know, and
Uh-huh.
as I'm catching the beat, I'm kind of singing my own song over it because that's the way I like to write sometimes because
Uh-huh.
the melody will be different, the words will surely be different, but
Uh-huh.
the beat will be there.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I actually wrote a song like that too. I was listening to a song and then I went out to ride my bike and I had like the melody in my head, but I only had listened to it once. So then I started singing it and then it kind of like started to change and then it became its own thing. And all this is while I was riding my bike and I was just like thinking about it in my head. Then I went back home and wrote it. And it kind of like, it's like what you said, you get inspired from a song that you don't like know 100%, but then you get your own thing coming from that, right? Like you get the beat, you get the, right?
Right. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want to ask you like about your career. I know you're a
Sure.
comedian, you're a
Sure.
musician. What have you done? Like what, like lately, what have you done?
Well, lately, of course, I'm really obsessed with my musical Rainbow to Oz, which you're going to teach me how to say in Spanish, by the way. Well, I
Arcoíris,
call it,
oh,
they go to a land, a fantasy land, and Felita,
ajá.
the bilingual character, she calls it Nueva Os, New Oz,
Oh, Nueva
you
Voz,
know.
claro. Ajá.
Yes, I made it up. There's a lot of little clever,
Yeah.
funny twists. So
So,
she
so,
calls it,
so, so I get that you're like using like this, like people already know about this universe, the Wizard of Oz. So, like it's like kind of like a spin-off kind of thing, right? Like
yeah,
a different,
it's like a
yeah.
spin-off, except
Uh-huh.
with some major differences. And there's a romance, which in the original there's no romance, but hey, I
Right.
want some romance, so I put it in some romance.
Right.
And
I,
um
uh,
and so that I've been working on, and all the songs and the characters, which are they're their own characters, but they're like a spin-off on what you think you know about the other character.
oh,
Here's
uh-huh.
another spin on it. So I've
Uh-huh.
been working
Uh-huh.
on that. And besides that, I just write a lot of songs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wrote
Mm-hmm.
well, I think when we were dealing with COVID and it was so
Mm-hmm.
difficult,
Mm-hmm.
so I decided to keep my mind focused. I would give myself an assignment to write a song for every month of the year.
Oh,
So that was like my assignment to start to do that. Um, and I pretty much carried it through and it was good. It gave me a purpose,
uh-huh.
something to work on instead of being so worried about all these things. It gave me a creative focus.
Yeah.
So I did that. And out of that, I wrote for the month of March. We celebrate Women's History Month here. I don't know if you do that in Peru, but
No. We have
yeah,
Women International Women's Day. It's on March, but we don't celebrate the month. Mhm.
well, anyway, we have March is the Women's Day, so I thought, well, I will write a song for women. I wrote my
Mhm.
song, I Am a Woman.
Oh,
And it was great. And I wound up singing it with a gospel choir because last summer I spent time in music camps.
okay.
And one of the camps, Pine Woods, we had a choir, and the leader of the choir, Dr. Kathy Bullock, she was a choir leader, played keyboard, sang, very talented and smart. And
Mhm.
her background was mainly gospel, but she was open to anything. So one of the sections was a women's section. So I said, can I sing my song? I am a woman. We set my song with me singing lead and then that gospel choir backing me up
Wow.
as I'm singing
Uh-huh.
I am a woman.
Yeah.
What a phenomenal experience.
Wow. Pretty sure you get the chills when you listen to that.
It was thrilling. It was
Yeah.
really thrilling.
Wow. Hey, now that you mentioned music camps, that sounds really interesting. I'd be interested in starting some. What can you tell me more about the music camps?
Sure. You might wind up going to a music camp. That was an interesting thing because they usually like to bring in some kind of international
Hmm.
artists so that
Okay.
they can expand the cultural, the exposure. It isn't only one thing. So I went in June, I went to a Shoken and they brought in a singer guitarist couple from Mexico.
Okay. Okay.
And I was particularly friendly with them and their music was great. And then I went to one in um I went to one in New Hampshire. I'm trying to think who they brought. I don't know who they brought in,
Mhm.
but then I went to Pinewoods. Pinewoods is in Massachusetts,
Okay.
and they brought in the gospel leader, and we had that gospel choir. And the theme, she had three themes. She had the theme of African American history, and then she had the women's theme, so that's how I could do my song, and she had those two themes. And we had that, and then we had someone who played the guitar. He sang blues. I think it would be a great idea to bring in some more Latin music so people could learn it.
I'd love
Uh,
to do it. Where are these music camps in New York?
Well, the one of them is in New York. Ashokan is in Kingston, which is about 2 hours from New York City.
Mhm.
I will give you all the information. And Pine Woods is in Massachusetts, which is, I took the bus up to Boston and then there was a van to Pine Woods. We'll stay in touch and I'll see if there's, and maybe Eve, aside from the in-person camps, you might be able to do
Right.
something, with this YouTube channel
Yeah.
because
Uh-huh.
they have a channel where you can listen to their music. The two leaders are musicians.
Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe there's a way to connect. We'll try to make that connection.
Yeah. I'd love to
And
have him on. We can do an interview. We can promote their channel and all.
Oh, I think it's a great idea. And
Yeah.
because I mean, two things I love is one, music and words. That's why I do my Dr. Sue New Word videos because it's like, I mean, I'm going to sing my theme song for you because it says the philosophy that I have. New word only takes a moment. New word is an open door. New word when you keep on learning, soon you'll learn so much more. New word.
Oh yeah. There it is. No word, yes?
Yeah, and every episode has a word, and the word is the topic that I'm going to talk about. And sometimes it's a new word that they're going to learn.
Okay.
Like early October is the Jewish New Year, and it's
Yeah.
say in Hebrew Shana Tova, which means a good year. So
Uh-huh.
I taught them the word Shana, which means year, and then I sang a little song to Ted Lee, my puppet. Here's Ted Lee.
Oh, hey, Ted Lee. Hey, nice to meet you, man.
That's Tedley appears and disappears. So I sang my little song to Tedley. Well, I'll sing it to your people too. So this is it. Shana tova umtuka, Shana tova umtuka, Shana tova umtuka. A happy Jewish New Year to you.
Yeah, Shana Tova. Shana
Thank you
Tova to
very
everyone.
much. Yeah, I
Eh,
tried to bring in the
uh,
international element through songs and happiness.
it was Rosh Hashanah this week,
Yes,
right?
Rosh Hashanah means literally head of the year. It's the beginning of the new year. Yeah,
Right. So Rosh Hashanah is the beginning of the new year, and Shana Tova is Happy New
is a
Year?
way of greeting people. It's like Shana Tova means a good
Ah,
year,
okay, I
and
get it.
Rosh Hashanah means the head of the year or the beginning of the
The
year.
beginning of the year. Okay. So Shana Tova is like a greeting you say when there's a new year, right? Like in this time of the year.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And in fact, you said it perfectly.
Oh, thank you.
Perfectly. You said it absolutely perfectly. Shana Tova means good year. It's a greeting. You know, the way people say happy
Yeah.
holiday or Merry
Uh-huh.
Christmas. Shana Tova means good year.
That's beautiful. I have a couple students from Israel too. I'm an English teacher, so I
Oh, wow.
that's my day job. So yeah, I have some students from Israel, but they weren't gonna have classes this week because of Rosh Hashanah, right? So
That's right. That's right. Rosh Hashanah, which is followed by another holiday called Yom Kippur. But
Yom
when you
Kippur.
tell them that you learn to say Shana Tova, I think
Uh,
they'll be quite impressed.
oh, I will. I will. You
Good.
say Yom Kippur, right? Yeah, a lot of Jewish holidays, yes?
Yeah, this is the season, the early autumn is the season for the major Jewish holidays. Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I want to take a step back. So I want to let you like tell me how did you end up this like writing your own play? And I've been thinking about writing my own musical too, but like you have like career in music and comedy. Like, can you tell me like a quick like walkthrough through your career
Sure, sure. Well, these the things that wait, Tedley will hold can hold the book.
and your book, right? Yeah.
My book,
Uh-huh.
Tedley, who always
Uh-huh.
likes to get into the act. Tedley is holding my book, Queens
Uh-huh.
of Comedy. There it is, Queens of Comedy. That's it. There we
Right. Wow. Yeah.
go. So my background is as a writer performer,
Mhm.
mainly singing, but some comedy. I used to also do some comedy, and then I wrote my book Queens of Comedy, and then, because I'm interested, I thought do something about the women comedians because people don't think of the women so much, they usually think of the men. So I
Yeah.
thought, well, it will be challenging and interesting to write a book about the women in comedy. So that's
Yeah.
why I called it Queens of Comedy. And those are some of the famous people I interviewed. If
Oh.
the will, Lucille Ball, Phyllis Diller, Carol Burnett, Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers is the from E Entertainment Television, right?
Yeah, so I interviewed all these famous women comics,
Oh.
and then I did it and then for my book Queens of Comedy. So my background,
Wow.
my career is sort of a combination of writing, performing, and education because for many
Uh-huh.
years I was a professor,
Okay.
English professor like you.
Oh, okay. We're
Yeah.
colleagues.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, English
Yeah.
professor, exactly.
Yeah. But how like how did you get started?
Get started doing what?
Mm, you tell me, like what did you start first?
Well, okay, well, I've always sung and write songs and poetry. I mean, since I was
Mhm.
a child.
Okay,
I
okay.
had
Were you in
poems.
the
Yeah, since I was 7 years old, I was writing
wow
poems
and singing?
and singing. Yeah, my mother tells me when I was a toddler, I used to go around the house singing, and
Uh-huh.
entertaining people.
Uh-huh.
She said I was always like that. I'd run around entertaining people whenever possible. Whenever they let me, I would entertain. So I always was singing and writing. And then uh, I was writing, of course, then stories and books. And then I started writing plays, and I've written plays. What I
Uh-huh.
like about writing musicals is that they have songs, so that they have opportunities to sing, and music is so uplifting. And
Yeah.
it is really harder to write a musical. It's much more
Yeah.
involved. It's much more hard to write a musical than to write a straight play. And
Yeah.
for me, I've done both.
Okay.
But in the end, with the musical, you have songs that you can sing. You don't only have the show, you have songs you can sing. People, and I always write songs so they have a life in the play and they have a life outside of the play too.
Right, right. You can also like put out an album of a play,
Yeah,
right?
an album of the songs, which I
Hmm.
definitely want to do. I think that's a really good idea. Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any recordings or videos of your shows or any songs you've recorded? Maybe you want to play. You sent me some videos, right? Yeah.
I sent you videos. I sent you the link to the Rainbow to Oz, and on that web page, there's a video.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put the
So you could see that.
yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
and what you could play, or if you want, I'll sing you a little bit of the song, the title song.
Okay, okay.
Okay, that would be easier than you're having to deal with,
I found the website, but it says that like there's a mistake or something. Rainbowtours.com, yes?
yeah, see if that'll take you there. The web is funny. Sometimes it goes.
Go
You
tours.
may have to do HTTPS colon
Yeah. Uh-huh.
slash slash,
Yeah.
www dot. You may have to do that because everything is every time I do it, it's
Uh-huh.
different depending on what's the platform. Oh, if you look up Rainbow to Oz, actually,
Okay.
it comes in. If you Google it,
Uh-huh.
it'll come in right under Disney.
Oh, okay. Disney
See, it
Rainbow
says it's
Road
an
Tour.
unfinished film project. There, no, no, scroll down.
Dr. Sue Rainbow, yes?
There you go. Right under all that Disney is me,
All right.
which I was thrilled to see. I saw, boy, they got Disney, and immediately after Disney is Rainbow to Oz.
Yeah,
That's pretty good, because the Disney is enormous,
yeah. Well,
but right
yeah.
after that comes Rainbow to
So
Oz.
so you didn't plan for this to happen? Just happened organically?
Well, what happened is I had my show Rainbow to Oz, and then I thought I'll get a domain name, Rainbow to Oz.
Right. Uh-huh.
And to my surprise, it was available. I thought this is so good. I'm surprised someone
Uh-huh.
hasn't snapped it up. But as soon as I saw it was available, I registered the domain. So
Mhm.
now when you look up Rainbow to Oz, you go right there. There's my webpage with Rainbow to Oz, and you can see there's a picture around it because it's a magical picture,
Yeah.
and that old kind of broken looking frame, and inside that's the wonderful land of Oz.
Yeah. It's beautiful. You did it yourself? No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I did that's it. That's from a reading I did. Here are some of us singing on stage. You can play it
Yep. Let me just share the sound
if you
real quick.
want to. Let's see
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
can play any of that.
Uh-huh. Let's play for a minute.
I want a
Can
magical
you hear it?
world of myth and fantasy, where my imagination sets me free. When all my happy plans turn into pain, I look beyond the rain. Anything is possible because I can ride a rainbow to us.
You ain't the type.
Wow. That was
Here's a
pretty
tip.
good.
Get a real
Yeah.
job.
You have a wonderful voice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Have you ever sang rock and roll?
A little bit of rock and roll.
Okay.
I mean, I have a strong voice, so I think
Yeah,
I
you,
could
you
sing
could
rock
definitely
and roll.
could you could definitely sing some Queen, right?
Yeah,
You like
I
Queen?
really I have a strong voice. I could really. People are surprised because I'm small. I'm barely
Really?
5'2".
Yeah.
I look very little, and then my voice comes out.
Yeah, 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 yeah. My sister is like that too. My sister's also a singer. She quit music now, but she had like a big voice, and she's like, like that's really nice.
Well, I
So,
tell you what, if you
uh-huh.
can get anyone interested in bringing Rainbow to Oz to Peru, either as a show or as a story concert that I could do with maybe another person,
Mhm. I could do it.
I that we might be able to do that. They might say, "Well, that's interesting. What's that?"
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That might
Yeah,
be
I could.
possible.
Yeah, I could take a look into it. I haven't put on shows in a while, but I could, like
Oh,
research.
you
See.
play this one, play that one. That's that one with the you see that? That's
Uh-huh.
another song from the show. That's me, and I'm
Sue,
singing it.
who will be singing her
This one
original
is.
song.
Yep, this one.
Well, I'm delighted to be here. Thank you. I'm going to sing my original song from my musical, Rainbow to Oz. I have a question for you. How many of you have heard of The Wizard of Oz? Yay! And how many of you have heard of The Wiz? Yay! Well, if you love The Wizard of Oz, if you love The Wiz, then I surely hope you will love Rainbow to Oz. Yes. And this is my song. It's called You Need Love to Grow. To get all you truly deserve, you need brains, heart, and some kind of nerve. And there's one thing more I know. You need love to grow. Love to grow. You need sunshine, plenty of rain. You need heart, nerve, and some kind of brain. There's one thing more I know. You need love to grow, love to grow. If somebody says you're not good and you can't, what's the best food for a person or plant? Give me one chance to make a new start. I got brains, nerve, and please have a heart. 'Cause there's one thing more I know. I need love to grow, love to grow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow, that was amazing.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Sue,
Oh, you have a great voice. And you know what? I love your attitude on stage. I can see that you really like it.
I do.
Yeah.
I love to be on stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy when I'm on stage.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, you actually look like you're not nervous at all. All right.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah. No, I love this a lot. We should definitely do some. You have a
Yeah,
great
figure
voice,
out what
really.
we can do together. What instrument do you play mainly?
Mainly, I play guitar, but when I went to New York, I ended up playing drums because they needed me for that. I know how to play drums, guitar, bass, piano, but if you mind, if I can show you a little bit of my music, because
Sure.
this is instrumental. I also know how to sing. I can do harmonies, so, but I mostly focus on the guitar parts.
Oh, guitar is wonderful. I love guitar.
Yeah, got my guitar here.
Wow.
You can see it's my guitar. Yeah. You hear it?
Yeah.
Is it too loud?
No, I can hear it.
This is like psychedelic cumbia, right?
Wow.
So I've been a musician too for like 20, 25 years, and I wrote a lot of songs with different styles. Like,
Wow.
and at the end, this 12 songs has been written throughout my career, and I like change it into cumbia. Like this was written a different style of music, change it to cumbia.
Cumbia.
And
Why did you pick cumbia?
because like the thing is I was trying different styles of music. I've been playing salsa, I've been playing rock and roll, hip hop, and reggaeton, and I was a singer. But then I discovered this band. It's called Los Mirlos, and
Hmm.
they're a Peruvian band actually, but this band was famous in the 60s. I hadn't even
Oh.
heard it. Yeah, I hadn't even heard it, but it's a Peruvian band, and I was like really impressed with the kind of music they did because it was like really guitar based, kind of like had a lot of rock and roll, but it was cumbia. And I'm from
Oh.
Peru, so I thought, wow, I actually could resonate with that too. So
Well, cumbia is, I mean, I didn't think that cumbia was Peruvian
no,
music.
it's not. It's not. It's not. The thing is, cumbia is really vast. Like there's a lot of different styles of cumbia. If you listen to Mexican, there's cumbia in Mexico, there's cumbia in Colombia, there's cumbia in Argentina,
Mhm.
there's Peruvian cumbia, Bolivian cumbia, and each country has like a little different flavor of cumbia. Like you could tell the difference. If you're from Latin America, maybe like if you don't know a lot of it, it all sounds kind of similar. But when you're like get into the genre, you could actually see the differences between Argentinian cumbia, Mexican cumbia, Colombian cumbia. And this one is Peruvian cumbia, which is a little bit slower. And it
Oh,
doesn't have like horns. It's more about guitars and bass, right? Like Argentina cumbia got more horns. It's more like louder, faster, right? So
oh,
yeah.
interesting. Oh,
Yeah. It's actually a pretty big world inside. I grew up listening to rock and roll too. I mean, I live in Latin America, but I listen to a lot of American music. But then when I started getting into Latin music, I discovered like this is my people, right? But I actually wasn't like didn't know a lot about the music. Then I
right,
started to
right.
discover there's a lot of layers to it. It's really interesting.
Sure. It's very interesting. I mean, and as I said, I happen to really like Latin music. I think the reason is it's very melodic and the
Mm,
singers have these beautiful voices. I mean, I
yeah,
just love the timbre of their voices, the sound of it, you know.
yeah.
So I'm just drawn to that sound. And of course, I know a little Spanish, really, not much. But so what I try to make when I do songs, I sometimes do like English and then I'll put in a little Spanish, to give it,
Uh-huh.
kind of a little bilingual element, which I like
Like
because I like words.
like the one you sang before, like the Loca.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah, and also like I noticed that maybe when you don't speak Spanish, but you kind of listen in Spanish music and you get like a word in Spanish, and then it kind of like it's interesting, like oh, like living la vida loca or something. You know Ricky Martin,
Yeah, yeah, sure.
right? So kind of like that, like putting a Spanish word in kind of like gives it like a different like flavor
Yeah.
or something, right?
Yeah, I like
Mhm.
that. I like that. I'm drawn to that. It
All
gives
right.
it another flavor. It makes it interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta find something to do for sure. I mean, like collaborating music or putting like a show or something. I mean, I'd love to do that.
Yeah, we might do something. I mean, if there's music, I mean, I can write English lyrics to anything,
Mhm,
you know.
mhm.
Um, that I can do, and then I could do English, and then if there's Spanish, and sometimes I mean, you know the song Bésame Mucho?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well,
Bésame
bésame mucho,
mucho. Ajá.
yo tengo miedo perderte, perderte otra vez.
Ajá.
You know,
Bésame.
bésame mucho, which
Yeah.
is so beautiful. And so there is an English version, but I don't like the
Oh,
English
really?
version, the words. Yes, so what I did is I created my own English
Oh,
version
yeah.
with words that are closer to the Spanish meaning, you
Yeah.
know, because of I go when I do the English, it has to fit the rhythm, it has to fit the music,
Uh-huh.
but I want it to be closer to what the Spanish is actually saying. So
Mhm,
I did, Bésame, kiss me with a passion, which is essentially what the Spanish is saying. I
mhm.
mean, literal translation is
Right.
gives
Uh-huh.
me a
It's a
lot, but
lot.
that's not so poetic. So I make it more poetic and more with
Yeah.
the rhythm.
Yeah, it's really interesting because sometimes when they translate songs, you kind of like you say that you could translate it literally, but you lose like what they actually were trying to say, right? So there's like a trick. You gotta like put some research into it, like put some work on it, right? So they can get like
Right. Or
convey the
they'll
same
either,
feeling.
if a literal translation won't really work, what they'll do, and this is very typical, they'll they'll create an English version that has nothing to do
Ah,
with the
yeah.
original song. And
Yeah,
I don't like that. I like let it be. I want to do English, of course, it's my language. I'm so much better as an English writer,
right.
but let it be close to the meaning and the feeling of the original Spanish song. I like to do that. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Hey, I have my other guest in the waiting room, so I gotta finish. My son want to say hello too. Ejito, ¿quieres decirte?
Come say hello.
Say hello. Yeah.
Hola, hola, hola. Hi. Hi.
Really nice to meet you.
Good. You want to see Tedley again?
Like this, Tedley. Yeah.
He's
He's still
coming and
learning
going.
English. He's learning English still, but yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm teaching.
Well, oh, very nice. Okay, well, so I loved talking to you. This was great. And just to sign off, can I sing my little theme song?
Let's do it. Yeah.
New word only takes a moment. New word is an open door. New word when you keep on learning. Soon you learn so much more. New word.
New word. Yeah. That was great. That was great, Susan. Thank you so much. I love this. I love this. This went great, actually.
It was my pleasure.
Okay, I'll be.
El gusto es mío.
Oh, el gusto es mío, por supuesto, por supuesto. Muchas gracias, Susan. Muchas gracias. I'll be in touch with you, okay?
Wonderful.
Thank
Okay.
you so much. Have a great day. I'll
You
see you.
too. Bye bye.
Bye.